Throughout history, a specific number continues to emerge at decisive moments, as if trying to convey us a veiled message. This number, revered by ancient spiritual traditions, intriguing to science and object of fascination in esoteric orders, is 33. In today's video, we will investigate the deeper meaning of this mysterious number. And a question remains: is there anything beyond what we perceive? If so, how can we apply this hidden knowledge to our advantage? Before we dive into the symbols associated with number 33, it is interesting to note some curious contexts where it appears. Did you know, for example, that the highest degree in Freemasonry is the 33rd? Or that, for Christians, this number is directly linked to a crucial milestone in the path of Jesus Christ, who was crucified at age 33, giving him a significant spiritual weight. Furthermore, the name Elohim, which in Hebrew means gods, is mentioned 33 times in the creation narrative. And symbolism does not stop there. It also manifests itself on the physical plane. The human spine contains 33 vertebrae, and the DNA chain gives 33 turns in its complete spiral. With so many occurrences, it is hard to believe that all this is mere chance, don't you agree? Before we begin, I want to invite you to reflect. If the number 33 carries such a striking symbolism, appearing at so many different times and places in history, what it may be trying to reveal to you. If this question has awakened something in you, enjoy this video and share your perceptions in the comments. Your participation is essential so that we can continue to unravel together these mysteries that shape our reality. After further research, I discovered that societies like the 33rd degree Masons and the Rosicrucians have as their mission to safeguard ancient knowledge and reveal understandings about existence and the universe. One cannot talk about Freemasonry or Rosicrucianism without considering the theories that have been circulating for centuries. Some believe that grade 33 Masons influence global events behind the scenes, while others argue that they possess keys that access dormant powers in the human mind. But there is a figure who seems to have understood these mysteries. Manly Palmer. He infiltrated the two secret orders and became not only a grade 33 Freemason, but also a Rosicrucian. In today's video, we'll explore the revelations he shared, and more importantly, how you can access this hidden power. Let's talk about the mind and how to use it to achieve the results you want in your life. Hall's best-known book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, has become a highly sought-after work because it contains extremely profound teachings. But what we need to understand is that it presents three central principles that I have observed in all successful people I have studied, those who dominated the creation of reality itself. The first principle is the law of cause and effect. In chapter 3 of the book, Hall mentions that the immutability of the law is emphasized, and that every thought or action triggers a reaction according to the energy emitted. This reaction is symbolized by the circle, the emblem of continuous action. Let's reflect on this. Hall suggests that our thoughts and attitudes cause inevitable consequences according to the type of energy generated. The symbol of the circle represents this eternal flow. Just as human history, societies and civilizations follow cycles. They are born, bloom, and eventually decline. Today, scholars are beginning to accept that human history does not follow a straight line, but rather a cyclical one. After further research, I found that societies like the grade 33 Masons and the Rosicrucians have as their mission to safeguard ancient knowledge and reveal understandings about existence and the universe. One cannot speak about Freemasonry or Rosicrucianism without considering the theories that have been circulating for centuries. Some believe that grade 33 Masons influence global events behind the scenes, while others argue that they possess keys that access dormant powers in the human mind. But there is a figure who seems to have understood these mysteries. Manly Palmer. He infiltrated the two secret orders and became not only a grade 33 Freemason, but also a Rosicrucian. In today's video, we'll explore the revelations he shared, and more importantly, how you can access this hidden power. Let's talk about the mind and how to use it to achieve the results you want in your life. Hall's best-known book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, has become a much sought-after work because it contains extremely profound teachings. But what we need to understand is that it presents three central principles, which I have observed in all the successful people I have studied, those who have mastered the creation of reality itself. The first principle is the law of cause and effect. In Chapter 3 of the book, Hall mentions that the immutability of the law is emphasized and that each thought or action triggers a reaction according to the energy emitted. This reaction is symbolized by the circle, the emblem of continuous action. Let's reflect on this. Hall suggests that our thoughts and attitudes cause inevitable consequences according to the type of energy generated. The symbol of the circle represents this eternal flow. Just as human history, societies and civilizations follow cycles. They are born, bloom, and eventually decline. Today, scholars are beginning to accept that human history does not follow a straight line, but rather a cyclical one. The universe is composed of successive degrees of good, from matter, which is the lowest degree, to spirit, which is the highest. This view teaches us that everything in the universe works by ascending layers of consciousness. In the human being, matter, mind, and spirit unite as one living entity. This concept refers to the Hermetic teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, who spoke about three planes: physical, mental, and spiritual. Matter is the densest aspect. Spirit is the most refined. Manly Hall emphasizes that matter is only the most crude expression of spirit. This echoes old ideas, such as that of the yogis, who claimed that everything comes from nothing, through energy, consciousness, and finally physical form. It is the mind that directs this whole process. And if we want to change something in our reality, we need to act on the subtle planes, not just try to modify what is visible. The true cause always precedes the effect, and that brings us to the third law, the law of imagination, perhaps the most powerful of all. In Chapter 25, on music and color, Hall states, "The imagination is the star and man, the heavenly body. It is the divine body in each one." This quote shows the creative role of imagination as a divine force. Einstein also said that imagination rules the world. Neville Goddard, 20th century philosopher, reinforced this by teaching that imagining with emotion transforms realities. But it is not enough to imagine something passively. You need to visualize in a creative way, uniting mind and emotion. The practice of creative visualization is key. It requires consistency, time, and emotional engagement. The transformation takes place at the moment when the desire becomes an intention. Vague thinking turns into a clear, firm, direct thought. The first step in this process is to gain control over your own will. When you start thinking with intention, you stop saying, "It would be good to have this," and begin stating, "I will have this." You get out of "I want" and enter into "I will conquer." This is the point at which you connect to true intention, one that has the power to turn the invisible into reality. To understand what intention is, think of the moment when you just stop wishing and start acting. When action comes in pure form, it happens without the interference of thought. It's like when you feel itchy in your back or need to pick up a card at the door. The desire arises, and instead of thinking, you simply act. This is where we understand the difference between physical action and mental action. Many are on the physical level, but external action alone does not produce real transformation. Why? Because the action is just a reflection of what is happening internally. If your thoughts are aligned, the action happens naturally. If they aren't, you feel like you're crawling, fighting something, and when the inner world is in conflict, physical exertion consumes all your energy. It seems that there is something holding you back. That is why aligning your inner world is essential before acting in the outer world. And that's where the intention comes in. Let's go deeper. There are different levels of action. The highest one is where you say, no matter how, I'll get it. The deepest intention is the decision to achieve something. Below that is the decision to act for it. Intention is clarity, it's strength, it's a commitment to yourself. And almost always, the real change comes from a definitive decision. Maybe you've been through it. A habit that destroyed you, an obsessive mental repetition until one day you said enough. From there, the change began. When you cut off all the escape routes, the only way is to move on. If you have many exits, you will get lost in some. But if there is only one way, the path of decision, everything changes. Many people are paralyzed by the excess of options. I remember when I worked from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and thought, I can't live like this for the next 40 years. Then the inevitable question arises, what am I going to do instead? And that's where the real journey begins. To turn desire into intention, you need a decision. It is the decision that moves you from the plan of wanting to the plan of action. But the problem is that, most of the time, this decision only appears when you are suffering. Pain can be a great motivator, but it's not a good place to stay. It should serve as an impulse, not a prison. When you make a decision, you need to focus completely on it. Repeating the pain mentally only creates more pain. Pain is real, but continued suffering is choice. Many people are good at acting. They say, I do whatever it takes, I move. This is great, but often creates a conflict with the very flow of life. Imagine life as a river. Sometimes it takes you where you don't want to go. It's natural to want to change that. But swimming against the river all the time shows that you don't trust it. This reveals anxiety, the rush to control everything. This anxiety comes from lack of confidence, lack of faith in life. At this moment, you are acting with inner intention, personal. Intention, deliberate action comes from the inner intention. But surrender, lightness, comes from the outer intention. When you release the how and when and focus only on the what, you access the external intention. Intention is a force that comes from within you, but connects with something greater. Is the union between your will and the divine will. The greatest works of humanity, the most miraculous moments of your life, happened like this. You connected with something beyond yourself. It is when you are so aligned to your purpose that life conspires in your favor. That's what I want to show you. In the next part, you will learn how to access this state of power. But for now, the essential is to understand the difference between internal intention and external intention. This difference can change everything. Our goal is one. Turn desire into intention. You start with, it would be good. Then, I want. After, I will have. Finally, this is already mine. When you get to that point, there is no more doubt. Nothing can stop you. But how to achieve this state? At the beginning of the video, we talked about doubts and blocks. I remember well when I left my job and reached my first milestone. Before that, there was fear, anxiety, internal limitations. These emotions are also intentions, but opposite to yours. To access pure intention, you need to release these contrary intentions. If this message touched you in any way, if something inside you began to awaken, so do not ignore this call. Right here in the comments, I choose to live with intention. When you write, you anchor that decision. and something begins to move inside and outside of you. If this content spoke to your soul, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications, because we still have a lot to explore together. It's not theory, it's practice, it's energy, it's presence. You are not here by chance, and that's where the real journey begins. To turn desire into intention, you need a decision.